Hello there, and welcome to Women's Business.
My name is Dr. Marianne Shallcross-Smith, known to most as Dr. Daycare, and this is my co-host, Amy Vogel. We'd like to welcome you to our mentoring program designed to educate our community on issues facing working women. We will be speaking to our guests in the areas art, sciences, health, education, law, medicine, politics, community service, military, and business.
The goal of the show is to provide information that comes only from personal experience and to pass this information down to our daughters, nieces, neighbors, family, and friends. Much of the content will relate to the guest speaker's journey in their profession, what they have learned most about this process, and what they wished they had known before this journey began. Since women-owned businesses are the fastest growing sector of our economy, my guests will close with what lesson they would like to pass on to the viewing audience. Thank you for joining me on Women's Business. I am here and honored to welcome Dolly Towne. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Dolly is joining us she's the owner of Bookkeeping Towne, and she's going to explain to us how she got into the business of bookkeeping.
Yes, absolutely. So we're actually celebrating 6 months of business.
Congratulations.
So we're very excited about that. And how I got into this business, so I have been in the corporate world for 15 years.
Wow.
I've had jobs with CVS, pharmacy, New England Gas Company, FM Global, and it was very structured. You had to get in at a certain time, you had to leave at a certain time, and I just felt like I needed a change.
Yeah.
Some
flexibility?
Yes, absolutely. So I have a little one at home, and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom at first, so I quit my job to be that. And it got a little boring after like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah. Because you were working all the time, it's hard
Yes.
to go from all of that. And
Right.
Having a child is very stressful and
Yes.
time-consuming, but different.
Absolutely. So I started looking for some home-based businesses.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, this bookkeeping program kept coming up. It was called Bookkeeper Business Launch, and I don't ignore signs, so I just went for it.
Good.
And I got my certificate back in January, and I launched the business on March 3rd. And I've never looked back. It was the best thing I've ever done.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so it's been such a great journey.
That's amazing.
These past 6 months. And I do have an awesome support system.
That's huge.
Supportive husband, he's awesome. Like he actually encourages me every week
That's awesome.
to go to a networking event in the evening.
Yep.
So, and then my family, my mom, my sisters, they're always looking for ways to help me.
That is wonderful.
Supporting me with the business. So it's been such a great time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's huge. I think what you said about support.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Especially when you do have a family. You need everyone to work together to make it work. So it's great that you have that huge support.
Yes.
It makes, I'm sure, easy for you, makes you feel more comfortable about doing it.
Right.
It makes you feel like, okay, I can do this, and if I fall, someone's there to catch me, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
wonderful.
Yes. So with the business, I created this business to help business owners with their financial health of the company. So just so they can understand how their business is doing.
Okay.
So there's 2 separate services that I offer.
Oh, great.
Yes. So I offer a QuickBooks tutorial. I'm a certified QuickBooks Pro,
Okay.
and so I give tutorials to clients. So I really love this part of the business. You see the glimmer of hope with that aha moment. They might not know anything about, let's just say, bank reconciliations or how to enter a sales receipt in QuickBooks. And just when they get it, you can see their eyes just smile.
Yeah.
You know, so I really love it. I didn't realize how passionate I would be with educating people on how to do bookkeeping. And the other service that I provide is the actual monthly or quarterly bookkeeping service.
Okay, yeah.
So that inquires data entry for the sales receipts, the invoices.
So you
the
do all of
bills.
that?
Yeah, I do all that for them. I work very closely with them, so communication is first priority.
Yes.
You know, all communications are open.
Yeah.
So text, phone,
Whatever.
email,
Yeah.
fax.
You'll take anything.
Yes.
You know, like, as long as they get me the information, so I know what to put in.
Yes. So I'm a virtual bookkeeper.
Okay. So you can go log right into their system.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So I normally use QuickBooks Online, and they would give me access to be their accountant.
Okay.
And I can just view their information and log in, you know, all the information for them. I also offer them a monthly financial statement explanation. So most businesses that are my clients are catering businesses.
Okay. So are they? So is it smaller companies?
Yeah, they're smaller businesses,
Okay.
Normally startups.
Okay.
And so I try to meet with them on a monthly basis, but they're very busy with their catering business. So because I'm virtual, I use certain applications to either send them a video of these financial statements. If I have to tutor them on anything, I use something called Loom, which is kind of like a webinar.
Yeah.
I can record and just send it to them, just so they have it. You know, they don't have to like write notes on.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm on the phone with them, they could always go back and look at the video. And then if they have any questions, they can definitely email or call me about it. So they are very appreciative of that.
That's wonderful. Because I'm sure catering is their passion.
Yes.
And the bills are kind of like secondary.
Right,
That's just
right.
part of owning a business, right?
Yes, yes.
And so many people go into business based on passion, which is wonderful. And the other stuff like finance, HR, and all that other stuff comes in later. Like, oh gosh, I don't know how to do this part.
Right.
But it's just as fundamental
Yes.
as the actual passion or catering or whatever it is.
Yep. So being in business for 6 months, I'm very new to business, and I know just by going back to the 6 months that I learned to not do it all on my own. I even tried to create a website from scratch on my own.
That's a lot.
It looks okay, but I am working with a website developer currently. His name is Guillermo Garcia from Pixels Communications, and he is helping me with my business cards, my logo, just perfecting it, have a smoother website.
So that's a great point. So you realize you have your own business.
Right.
And your business is financial and bookkeeping
Right.
for many companies, which is wonderful.
Yes.
But you realize that's your business, so you need to give that other type of marketing, that type, to someone else.
Yes.
Because if you put all your energy in that, you won't do what your primary responsibility is.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times when you open business, you don't understand you do need all the support networks.
Right. Yeah.
Because you can't do it all.
No.
You're one human being.
You can't.
And you have to be like, you know what? I can't develop my website, and that's okay.
Right.
But I can add 3 more clients on and teach them how to use QuickBooks.
Yes. Yep. So my motto is do what you do best and hire someone to do what you don't do best.
Exactly.
So it's a very, you have to do your work, for your clients. And if you're taking time away from that, you're not doing that work.
Plus being a mom.
Yes. It's a lot of juggling.
So you only have so much time, right?
Right, exactly. Yep.
No.
So yeah, it's been a very awesome experience. So, but you learn as you go, and I like working with startups, giving them the information. Like I have events for, let's just say, I had an event called 7 Ways How to Succeed. So it just lists, you know, you need a business plan.
Yeah.
You need, you know, communications with social media, the funds, you know, all of these
The
little
essential
steps.
things that you
Yes,
need.
exactly. And some people don't know that. They just go into it.
Well, they're excited.
Yeah,
It's their
exactly.
passion. They're like, who wouldn't want
Right.
plastic lemons? I'm going to make a bunch of them, and everyone's going to want them. But you don't realize, like,
exactly.
you need to get that message out. You need to fund the message.
Yeah,
You need to do a
yeah.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It is. It is a lot of work. But if you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
So you, previous to you doing this, did you have any type of finance, bookkeeping, accounting experience, or did you just pick bookkeeping out of, like, I don't know what?
Well, like I said, the past 15 years I've worked for multiple companies. So I started out with Fleet Bank. I worked at a call center.
Now Bank of America.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So I started working, I guess, in their checking department, just taking calls. And then I went into the loans department. Obviously, I was laid off, not laid off, there was a merger, so I was laid off because of Bank of America. That was back in 2004. And then I found a job at New England Gas Company as an accounts receivable
Which is now
specialist.
National Grid?
Yes. You're getting the drift. So then from 2004, I was an accounts receivable specialist, just working on collections. And 2007, there was another merger. They wanted all of us to go to Westboro, which is way too far. It was like an hour and a half drive.
It's a huge commute.
So then I found a job at CVS Pharmacy as an accounts payable specialist.
Okay. So you did both receivables and payables?
Yes, so I did both
great.
sides.
You got both sides.
Yes, exactly. So I did that for 2 years, and then I got promoted to a payroll tax analyst there.
Oh, and you did payroll as well?
Yes.
Oh, you did like the trifecta
Right.
of what you need.
Exactly. So, you know, when they have questions about payroll, like I also can incorporate that in the services that I can provide. And then after that, I got laid off in 2015 from there. Only because CVS lays off every year or so. So they laid off like 450 people. And then I found a job at FM Global as also a payroll tax analyst. And that's when I decided in 2018, to quit my job because I had a baby.
Nice.
And right now he's 20 months old, but at that time, you know, I just wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And, you know, I just went with the flow.
Nice.
My husband's like, yep, just go for it. You know, open the business, see how it goes.
Did you ever think you'd open your own business?
No, I always wanted to.
Yeah.
Because my mom was my big influencer with that.
Oh, tell us.
Yeah, so she actually opened up her alterations business 20 years ago. And she is now retired. She just retired 4th of July, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she got a nice summer off.
Yes,
and enjoying
Yep.
grandkids.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So she came to this country back in 1984, not knowing any English,
Amazing.
you know. So.
But she had a skill.
Yes. Yep. She loved. She made our clothes when we were little,
That's awesome.
and you know, she just loved to work. You know, with her hands and making creations.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't make my wedding dress, but you know, she like jazzed it up a little
That's amazing.
bit. You know.
People that can sew and alter and do alterations to me, that is an art. It is absolutely amazing to take that fabric and make it into gorgeous pieces.
Yes. Yeah.
So she came over and she started her own business.
Yes. Yep. She came, started her own business. Like I said, she did it for 20 years. And I'm like, okay, she didn't know English and she still did it. Like, if she can do it, I can do it.
No, that is an absolutely wonderful point.
Yes.
She persevered.
Yes.
She was like,
exactly.
I have this skill. I know I'm good at it. People need that.
Yes.
Like, I can't even hem my own pants, so which is probably pathetic. So I think that's wonderful that she did that. Now, was it local to around Rhode Island, her business?
Yeah, it was actually in Pawtucket.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, right on Mineral Spring Avenue.
Yeah, oh, perfect location.
Yeah.
High traffic,
Yes.
high volume.
Yes.
That is wonderful. So she was your inspiration.
Yeah.
She said, look at me. Look what I've done.
Right.
Now you can do it.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
That's amazing.
You know?
That is amazing.
Yeah,
So this bookkeeping company, I'm assuming it's kind of the best of both worlds for you at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own business.
Right.
And you get to be at home when you want to be at home.
Yes.
So the flexibility is there.
Oh, I love the flexibility.
Do you ever find yourself as you're growing, because you're kind of new, you're 6 months in, right?
Yes, yeah.
Do you think as you grow that you might have so many clients that it might be less flexible, or do you know how many clients you want to take on in order to keep that balance you feel you need?
That's a good question. So I thought about this, how big do I want this business to be?
Yeah.
And as we grow, I will be looking for like part-time bookkeepers to help me with transitioning from a small business to maybe a little bigger business. I am looking, like my 3 to 5 year goal is to add on tax services and also personal finances.
Oh, wow.
As well. So, eventually I would like to expand it to maybe like 3 or 4 employees.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
But, that's my 5-year plan.
Hey, that's a great 5-year plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So how do you if someone wanted to get into this business, let's say someone wanted to do their own bookkeeping service or whatnot.
Yep.
How did you get your name out there? Again, I want to open a business and it's my passion, but how do I tell people about my passion? How did you do that?
Well, nobody knew I did bookkeeping.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So I just had to get out there. Network. I started with meetup.com, and I started going to Women's Business Network as well. I started with WeBond, which is through the Chamber of Commerce in the East Bay in Warren. And, just going to all these networking events. There are a few people that helped me more than others, like Mark Berger that referred me here, and I have so many mentors from the people that I've met. They coached me on like certain aspects of my business.
That's wonderful.
So I can't say I have one mentor. I have like several of them. The biggest thing that helped me was my productivity coach, Margot Crawford. She has helped me immensely in my business because I was meeting people every single day. Like I did not have any time for my clients except at night. I would put the baby to bed at 8, and then from 8 to midnight, I would be working on my clients. So she suggested, all right, have meetings on Wednesday and Fridays, and then Tuesday, Thursdays, and Mondays, just do client work or marketing or anything else but meeting people. Yeah. So
because meeting people takes time, right?
Yes.
You got to drive to wherever they are.
Exactly.
Now you don't know if it's going to be a 20-minute conversation or a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what their needs are.
Yep.
Then you're driving back.
Yes.
And that could be a full day.
Oh yeah.
So that was a great idea.
Right.
It kind of streamlines your productivity.
Yeah.
It makes you more efficient.
Right.
And be able to get more done in less hours.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
Yeah, so the most important part of having a business is prioritizing on what to spend your money on.
Yeah.
Especially when you're starting out. So I've met a lot of people in the past 6 months by networking, and I felt like the most important part was my productivity and where I put my work. So once I met her, I actually met her twice at 2 separate events before. I'm like, yes, this is the right path, so I just went with it, and and the guidance really helped you. Yeah, and now she mentors me with other things.
That's wonderful.
So
now for clients that do this, you said they're smaller, tend to be startup companies.
Yes.
How many hours a week do you spend for one client on average? So if someone was getting into this, let's say they're trying to budget their time like you were just speaking about. What's the normal amount of time?
So for startups, it's normally around like 3 to 6 hours.
Okay, a week?
Work. A month.
A month. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, wow, you're gonna have to go 40+ hour a week job.
No. I do have one client that uses QuickBooks Desktop. which is I have to go
Into the
physically
office.
into their office. So I would need to go in a lot more.
Yep.
So I do, like, for them it would be like 10 to 15 hours a week.
Okay.
But the others, normally it's between 3 to 6. If they're more established, it can go up to like 8 to 10 hours a month. So
Now you said you do the receivables and payables, or just
both?
Okay,
Yeah.
but you do that once a month.
Yes.
So they have to have everything ready for you.
Oh yeah.
So I understand, because we have a finance department in my office,
Okay.
and there's a lot of invoices coming in,
Okay.
and a lot of things that need to be paid. So
Yeah.
very similar. But if they don't have that organized for you, does that create more work on the back end?
Not really,
Okay.
because I have, like I said, communication is key
Perfect.
with this. Because I'm a virtual bookkeeper, I have a file sharing program.
Okay.
Called Dropbox. So it's very secure.
Yeah.
I create it. I send an email to them. Hey, you have access to this folder, so please share documents. Like, they can scan them in. It could be an Excel spreadsheet. Receipts, like scanning in receipts, their bank statements, anything like that. And if I have anything that's missing, I would just ask them. Like, I ask them to have access to their payroll account. Most catering businesses use a Square or Stripe.
Yeah.
So I would need to get access to that, because those transactions are a little bit more detailed than what we see on the bank statement. So yeah, I work very closely with them.
Nice.
And if they're like giving me the, it's like, oh, I don't have time. I'm like, all right, well, we need a phone call.
Yeah, exactly. Because that could back you up.
Yes.
Because that takes a lot of time and organization.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever find, like, would a company ever get too big for your services? Or do you feel that?
Corporations.
Okay.
So a small business is 500 employees or less.
Yep.
So I can take up to that.
Oh, wow.
Anything more than that would be a little tough to handle. I have a lot of partnerships with CPAs.
Okay.
So a CPA firm would handle, like, corporations more.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
Now, you just were online and you found this.
Yeah.
That's simply amazing.
Yeah.
So over your time, you said your mom was a big mentor, and then you've met other mentors along the way.
Yes.
So when you open your new business, it's kind of scary, correct?
It is.
And going out there and, like, introducing yourself sometimes can be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Were you surprised by how many people were willing to help you? Or did you just think did you think everyone was willing to help? Like, what was your...
Well, at first, the first 3 months, like, nothing.
Yeah, okay.
I was feeling a little discouraged.
Yeah.
And then, I talked to my husband. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm not getting anything. I didn't get my first client until after I had my grand opening. So I had a grand opening at Sprout Co-working.
Yeah.
And the East Bay Chamber of Commerce did a ribbon cutting.
Okay.
And then I had, like, an outpouring of, because I emailed a lot of people. Like, all the business cards that I collected, I just emailed every single one. So after that event, then everyone knew about me. So I recommend a grand opening.
Well, that's an excellent point, because your first 3 months, it was disappointing.
Yeah.
You're almost like dismal, like, can I do this?
Right.
You're like, oh my God, what have I done, right?
Right, exactly.
You're like, I'm in it, I put this money in it, I put this time, this energy in it.
Yeah.
And that's a great point about the grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have to make yourself available.
Yes, exactly.
When you're opening any business, you have to showcase yourself.
Yeah.
And I think Chamber of Commerce is a great way to do that, because they have such a huge network.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Chamber of Commerce you belong to, they do networking events as well?
Yes. Yeah.
And do you try to go to them as much as possible?
As much as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm actually going to one this afternoon.
Yeah. Because it's great to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Now, after you have your clients, have you been receiving testimonials to kind of now say, I have these clients, they like my service? Like,
I've had a few testimonials from clients already.
Yeah.
So
Which, again, is huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So compared to 6 months ago, the last 3 months, you probably quadrupled your business.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely tripled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been great.
So what would you say to anyone that wants to start up a new business?
Don't hold back. just go for it. Don't be afraid of what a new business entails. You'll learn so much just by talking to people and networking. You know, I was voted the quietest person in my class, so I was very afraid of going out there and talking to people. But just go for it, just do it, and you've come this far. So you know, the only way to go is up from here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You were voted the quietest.
Yes.
I would have never known that.
Right. Right.
So how did you get yourself to the point that you're like, I'm going to go out there and talk to these random people? Like, what did you do?
It was out of fear.
Okay. You're like, it's not going well these first 3 months. I got to go do this.
Yep. I'm like, just go. They're just people. They're
Yeah.
not going to bite you.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. I think sometimes it's intimidating, right? To go to these,
Yeah.
and you don't know who's established with what or who's
Right,
networks
right.
with.
Yeah.
But you just
exactly.
went and did it.
Just go and do it.
That's amazing. Perseverance is huge.
Yes.
And it sounds
very.
like you might have learned that from your mom.
Yes. Yeah.
That still is
Absolutely.
doing it. We only have a few minutes left.
Okay.
If you could have looked back at your career path, would you have ever seen yourself on this one?
No.
Like you've said, every company you worked with merged with a bigger company.
Right. Right.
So I'm sure at those times it was kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Right. Yeah.
And here you are today in your own business.
Well, I'm gonna have to say I love what I'm doing now. I'm very passionate about it, and I really wish I found it a lot sooner.
Yeah.
You know, because it's definitely what I want to do for the rest of my life until I retire.
That is amazing. Not many
Yes.
people can say that.
Yeah.
Many
yeah.
people are like, oh, it's a job, so to speak. But you're basically saying, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what
yeah.
you want to
Yeah,
do.
It's not just a job for me.
No.
Yeah.
And you, and now were you, with this particular business, I'm sure you just didn't open it. Was there previous training for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you just received that when you opened it?
Yep, and it's continued training.
Okay.
I'm always, you know, there's a lot of reading and books and certifications. Like, I have like a list of certifications I still want to get.
And did that come with the beginning of the, like, you wouldn't have known about those certifications unless someone told you?
No, that's right. Yep.
So I think it goes back to your earlier statement about support.
Yes.
You got family support,
Mm-hmm.
and you also got support from your new network,
Yes.
and you got support from this business,
Right.
which is saying, hey, if you do this, you can do this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes, put yourself out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it,
Yes.
sometimes it can be frightening, but once you do it, the rewards can be amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we're almost done, and we just want to wrap up. Any final words to the listening audience?
That's a good question. Just like I said, just go for it. You are just one person, but you have so many people out there supporting you. Even if you don't know it, you do.
Mm-hmm.
So just network as much as you can. Talk to people, because you don't know who can actually help you when you talk to all these people.
That's great, and I love that. You have more support than you know about.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Thank you very much for joining the show.
You're welcome.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It was my pleasure as well.
Thank you.